Up, everybody? I'm still thinking of a, intro saying. So if you guys have any ideas, comment down below because I'm struggling with this shit. But anyway, just pulled up the powerhouse. We're gonna get a little pool day in. I'm thinking about doing some hamstrings too. I might make it an entire posterior chain day. We'll see. I did want to hit legs tomorrow, but that's just not a good idea. You don't want to hit back and then legs. It's just taxing as fuck on your CNS, and that's just asking to get injured. So I'll probably throw in some hamstrings today, and then hit quads Thursday. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, I'll hit them Thursday. My split's kind of all over the place right now. I've been hitting every body part at least twice a week, which is good. Back sometimes 3 times a week, just because I really need to bring up the density in my lower lats, lower mid back, which it's working. I mean, my back has improved tremendously over the past few months, I should say. So we're definitely going to keep, that kind of regimen in play. I'll probably get more organized with my split here soon, the closer that, I get to prep. I've got about 9 weeks left of off season. So still pushing the food, pushing the scale. Again, the goal is to get into the mid 240s within the next 2 months, 3 months. 2 months. And then as of right now, junior nats is still, that's the plan. And then I know junior USA's is about 3-4 weeks prior to that. So if I'm ready before then, that's a possibility too. I don't know. We'll see. And then not to speak anything into existence and speak too soon, because, I'm superstitious as fuck and I don't like, jinxing anything. But if I just so happen, theoretically, to win one of these shows, the overall, may or may not do the Chicago Pro. We'll see. I know it's in the middle of July, and it would line up perfectly with my prep. I'm going to take a year off season, regardless of how I do, unless something crazy happens and I win, which I'm not going to win the Chicago Pro. These guys have 10 plus pounds more stage weight than I do. So just kind of see how I line up against everybody. I don't know. And then take a year off season and go from there. But again, one step at a time. I'm not really focused on that right now. I'm just saying what could be in store, which would make some pretty sick content. But anyway, that's another thing. Camera and mics are going to be soon. I'm going to get those very shortly. Especially if I'm going to be, if I'm doing this long form stuff more frequently, which I'm going to. It's kind of a necessity. I'm going to have to do a not a mic'd up session, do a voiceover today, just because, again, my mics suck. I don't know. I must have bought the shittiest mics known to man. And, I don't know. What do you guys like better? I mean, you guys like a mic'd up session? I don't think I've even Ryan's got content with mic'd up, that's mic'd up, that he will be releasing here shortly with a vlog with me and him. So let me know if you guys like that. But I mean, I'm going to be on my solo dolo a lot. So I don't know if you guys just want me talking to the camera in between sets, or if you guys like a voiceover. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And then, like I said, obviously the camera is to come. I mean, the iPhone's doing its job, but if I'm going to be doing this and making it look somewhat professional, which I am far from, I'm going to be getting a camera. So without further ado, let's get this back day in, and I'll take you guys along, let you know what I'm doing, so on and so forth. Let's go. All right, we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet here because I did not record the entire workout. I did not record all of my sets. So prior to this, I warmed up with 4 sets of pull-ups. I will change the grips. I'll do a wide grip, chin up, and then close. Just to kind of get everything. And then right after that, jumped into these. These are probably my favorite pull-down variations, single arm. Did 3 worked up to a top set of 8, I believe. 12, 10, 8. And then a back off set for the last one of 20, just to keep the blood in there. Again, love these. If you're struggling with feeling your lats, try unilateral movements. You can get a lot more, you can feel the contraction a lot more, in my opinion, with unilateral stuff. All right, moving on to the Arsenal row. Now, I did like 6 sets of these. Yeah, I believe I recorded all of them, but I'm not going to throw them all up because I don't think you guys have the attention span for that, because I know I don't. This machine has definitely contributed a lot to my recent back development and, overall thickness of my back. So this machine's definitely going to stay in the regimen for a while. Again, I can feel it great. I get a great contraction, and it is definitely, responsible for a lot of my recent back development. All right, moving on to another staple, mag grip pull downs. This is another exercise. If you're someone that struggles with lat engagement on a normal pull down, definitely try implementing these. This is going to take a lot of the biceps out of it. It's going to make you pull with your pinkies and your ring finger, taking a lot of, like I said, the bicep pull out of it. You're going to get a lot more lat engagement. All right, finishing up with some good old Smith machine rows. I did do 4 sets of seated cable rows prior to this. Did not record that just because I didn't want to put the camera in the walkway. I also did hamstrings after this. Did not record that because that shit's boring. I did adductors, started with adductors, moved on to seated hamstring curls, and then finished with lying hamstring curls. And that pretty much, wraps up the back day. Gonna move on into some posing footage. Turn your phone, because, again, I'm an asshole and forgot to turn it the other direction. Definitely looking a little flat today in comparison to normal. Definitely needed more carbs prior to training. All right, so that wraps up training. I didn't record a lot of shit, to be honest with you, just because it's fucking boring and mundane, and I don't think you guys really care to see it. I don't know. Let me know if you do. I did a bunch of spider curls and shit, and a couple other curl variations, cable curl variations, as well as pull downs. I believe I started with, which I'll probably say in the voiceover, started with the narrow grip pull downs. I don't think I recorded those. Did some single arm stuff, and then I spammed the fuck out of that Arsenal strength, that Arsenal row, just because I feel it really, really well, like in my mid back. And I feel like that's probably one of the best machines movements other than, actually barbell rowing, to get that density and that thickness that we want, get that 3D look. So I'm off to go get a little refeed, I guess. I'm thinking 5 guys, and you guys are probably thinking, like, what the fuck? Well, I'm a fat ass by heart, but, I can't get fat, unfortunately. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, this asshole is like sitting here bragging about how he can't get fat. No, dude, it's not fun. Like, having a fast metabolism is a double-edged sword, right? I mean, it's nice because I can get lean super quick, but growing and keeping up with, putting on actual tissue, is a bitch. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, like, if I miss 1 or 2 meals and then I go to train the day after, there's a noticeable difference in my fullness and my physique as a whole. So food, like I said, like you guys sitting there complaining about, this guy's an asshole, sitting here talking about, he stays lean all the time. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but again, like, it's a double-edged sword. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys on the other side of the screen that have a really easy time, growing, and you don't have to push the food as hard as I do, but, it might be harder to get lean. Well, it's vice versa for me, so I wouldn't consider myself a hard gainer. It's just, my metabolism is crazy. And for those of you who, sit there and say, like, I can't gain weight, my metabolism's too fast. Bullshit. You're just not eating enough, and you're not being consistent enough with it. That's like, I can't stand to hear that, because, I mean, you might not want to hear this, but I'm going to tell it like it is. You're being a bitch. Just eat more food. If the scale's not going up, guess what? Eat more food. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, it sounds not that hard. I mean, it is hard just to stay consistent. It's stupid simple. It's just, being able to remind yourself to do it day in and day out and staying on top of it. So yeah, you really don't have any excuse to why you're not gaining weight. You're just being a bitch and not eating enough food. So, and I mean, there's ways to go around it, like drinking your calories. I've gone over this a couple times in my Q&As and stuff. Drinking your calories can make a, hell of a difference. Personally, I wouldn't drink all of your calories. That's going to wreak havoc on your stomach. And, you're probably not going to digest half of those calories that, you're getting. It's just going to go straight through you. Personally, what I would do is I would start off with one whole meal, one liquid meal, one whole meal, one liquid meal. And I would rotate. That way, you're getting whole food. And, whether you're using a whole meal replacement, which I do, or you're making your own shakes, it's not just going through you, and it's not going to upset your stomach as bad as if you were to just, like I said, drink all of your meals throughout the day. Believe me, don't do that. I've tried it. It's miserable. You're bloated, feel like shit all day, and, you don't want to do anything, and it makes you lazy. I mean, I guess eating in a surplus, no matter what, is going to make you tired and sleepy just because your blood sugar is always going to be elevated. That's another thing. If you are always tired on the bulk, which, I mean, like I said, it's normal, try implementing a GDA, a glucose disposal agent. That is going to keep your blood sugar somewhat at bay, and you're not going to be feeling, sluggish throughout the day. Like, if my blood sugar is super high, like if I eat a super big meal, and I'm sure you guys, this has happened to you as well, you get sleepy like that, and you end up, like I've done it quite a few times, I'll end up eating a big meal, and then I have something to do, and then I ended up taking a 2-hour nap after, and I'm like, fuck, well, I just wasted however much time. And yeah, so implementing a GDA, a glucose disposal agent, such as berberine, or both of the websites that I'm sponsored by, Swisschems, and, well, I believe Enhanced is actually the one that carries it, same difference. Slin pills, and Modern Amino also carries a GDA. It's literally just called GDA. What that is going to do, like I said, it is going to help keep that insulin sensitivity up and your blood sugar at bay, so you don't feel like a lazy piece of shit all day. Anyway, back to bulking tips, because I feel like, or just on the subject in general, I get a lot of questions on Instagram and my Q&A and my DMs about, how do I get more food in throughout the day, or, tips for bulking, etc., blah, blah, blah. So first and foremost, besides the liquid meals, I would start your first meal of the day, and I know this sucks because most of you aren't hungry, like, in the morning, and I'm one of those people too. I wake up, I don't want to eat anything. So your first meal, if you can, I'd make it your biggest meal. I feel like getting those calories out of the way, a fourth of those, or even about a fourth of those calories for the day out of the way, your first meal, just makes the entire day so much easier. And I also feel like eating a bunch of food early on, like, just expands your stomach, and, like, I feel like I can eat more throughout the day, if that makes sense. Secondly, would to be, use or eat foods that digest easily for you, and that quick digest fast. So, like, simple carbs, rice, what else? I wouldn't say anything like super sugary, but, fruits in general, that kind of shit. That's going to digest a lot quicker, and it's going to leave you feeling, not as full as compared to if you were to stuffing your face with potatoes or something much starchier. So that's another tip. Eat, fast digesting carbs, faster digesting foods. That way you can eat more throughout the day. And another piece of advice, I'm not going to tell you to take MK677, but take MK677. It makes a dramatic difference. I would do like 3, 4, maybe 5 days on, 2, 3 days off. And that's going to kind of reset the receptors. And you're not going to get, because you will build a tolerance with it, hunger wise at least. You're still going to be getting, the growth hormone benefits. Obviously, it's going to be telling your pituitary to secrete more growth. But I might like when I started, using MK just for the hunger effects, I would microdose it. I would do like 5-10 milligrams a day, and that worked for a long time. And then, I slowly upped it, and then I got to the point where, it wasn't doing its thing anymore. And then I started, cycling out of this. I like 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or doing the 5 days on, 4 days on, 2-3 days off, and that seems to work perfectly. Again, like my insulin sensitivity is good. I really don't need a GDA while doing that, but it would still be like, again, I would have a GDA on hand just in case, and then because MK is going to raise your blood sugar as well, so just keep an eye on that, and you really don't have too much to worry about. But again, those are my little bulking tips, I guess you could say. But anyway, I'm about at 5, guys, so I'm gonna go be a fat ass again, and hopefully this will contribute to good gains. So, second thought, actually, there's a Shake Shack that opened up next to me recently, and I've never had Shake Shack, believe it or not. Some of you probably go, what the fuck? Nope. I think I'm gonna go try that out. I don't know. Five Guys, like, you can't go wrong with Five Guys, though. I mean, it's expensive, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go try Shake Shack. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. I'll have a link and discount codes down for MK and GDAs and all that shit I was talking about earlier in the video. So until my next one, guys, I'm out. All right, I gotta do a little review because I just went there and spent $22 fucking on this little ass burger and like a medium-sized milkshake. So if this isn't like some serious gourmet shit, I'm gonna be very disappointed. So it's good, but it ain't worth fucking $22.